Turning up a pair of jeans, really important thing to be able to do. Actually, quite a few steps involved, and you don't want to get them wrong, you want to get them the same. First you try them on, you get someone to try them on, and you put a pin where you'd like them to be. Then from that pin, I've pinned the edge where you want it, so now I can take that one away safely, knowing that the space is not lost. And there we are, that's what they actually want. Then, to be safe and sure, I'd give that a quick measure, because as you can see at a glance, they're still not quite right. So put one there, measure to the bottom, about 11 centimetres. So that's what we're going to work to. We need 11 centimetres off this hem. So there you've got 1.2, allow another one underneath. Not quite as much on the infold as on the outfold because you haven't got quite as much room. You need to leave your 2 for the new hem, and then you need to cut. So you can give yourself a pin or 2, and I cut. There we are, through the seams. Oh, lovely crunch on the table. The inner seam is always the smaller one, and that one, because jeans came from cowboy men, this is the double seam, and it's down the centre, and it's really tough. We're going to meet that seam again in a minute, but at the moment what you're caring about is getting your cutting right. You're going to need to cut both legs. Now more and more denim's got lycra in, so that changes the way you stitch. Snip, nice sharp scissors, nice clean cut. And after that it's going to come pinning up. So you're going to fold under, you're going to work to that pin. You're going to fold, and you fold at the seams. That's your thick seam, that's your nightmare seam. That's the one you fold first. Pin it up so that you've got your pin line along the bottom. So pin it up. When I do this at home, I always check that it's actually going to be the same as the one we've got. Double check it's going to be similar depth. Fold it round. This outer seam is always a bit thinner, so that's a nice one. That's easier, and if you pin really close up against the edge of the seam, then you know it's nice and straight. Okay, this is a flare jean, but you can see a little bit of flare as well in the hemming. It's partly to do with the cut, it's partly to do with the elastic in the denim. So you're going to have to stitch quite carefully. The only thing different about using your sewing machine for jeans is it's worth getting a thick needle. Denim is thick, and as I've pointed out, it's those seams that are really thick. So I take a special jeans needle. Because of the stretch, I'm going to give you a tip: don't use your stitch too small. A tiny little stitch will mean the needle's going in really, really, really often, and it'll splay the fabric out. You don't want that splaying. You want your jeans to be nice. So I'm going to use a big stitch on this. I'm going to use a 3 or a 4. I'm also using a nice strong cotton thread. As you can see, these are done in navy blue, so I'm using the self colour. Start at the thin seam, and we've pinned it about 4 times round. You want to help the machine feed it through. So there we are. I'm feeding it very gently through. I've actually lifted up the foot and helped it up the hill, as it were, from the normal into the seam part. So I lifted it naturally with the foot. Down again, then I've taken anything out of the way. We don't want any pins at that point, and I'm going to go really slowly. I can pull this bit because it's already stitched. And here I'm just turning with my hand, lifting it through the hard bit. I know my needle's new and sharp and strong enough, so that's fine. And then I'm just going to, you can feel it's going through the thicker layer. And there we are, a little bit of back to finish. Lift and gently pull away the work. It hasn't been stretched. It's pretty straight. The big stitching is what stopped it flaring out. And with a nice press, that's going to be a perfect hem on a jean. Good press. You can be proud of that.